Hello everyone. So here we are with a video that I thought I'd never be making, but we're gonna do a part 2 of the How to Stream to Twitch in South Africa series. The first video did pretty well. I mean, way better than what I was expecting. And a lot of guys came through to the stream, and they sort of, they said their thanks, and they also had a lot of follow-up questions. What I've noticed over the past few months is sort of those questions are the same questions that keep coming up. So I thought to make your guys' lives easier, so that you don't need to wait until I'm on stream or wait until I'm done with a game or anything, or I don't give you sort of a half-assed answer because my mind is elsewhere. I thought, let me just take some time, make a video quickly. I'm just going to make a quick sort of off-the-cuff, shoot from the hip, non-scripted video to explain certain things. I'll leave links in the description below. I'll leave sort of timestamps as well for the different topics that we're going to talk about. And I'm just going to try and get through it as quick as possible. I know you guys, obviously, you don't want your time to be wasted. I don't want to waste my time either. So let's just get into it. First thing, which streaming software should you be using? The answer is OBS Studio. The plain old vanilla OBS Studio. You don't want to be cutting any shortcuts when it comes to streaming, and it's way better, in my opinion, to just take your half an hour to an hour, maybe 2 hours, and learn how to use OBS Studio as a program, and it will pay off in the long run. Because a lot of these other programs like Streamlabs, OBS, and like all these other platforms, they do have a sort of a convenience factor to them, in that you can download, install, click and stream, and you're going. You know what I mean? Everything's sort of happening for you. The downside of that is that it's more resource intensive on your machine. So you're going to be using more processing power to have this application do these things for you, because it's holding your hand, which is not a good long-term investment. Over the course of however long it is you're going to be streaming, you're going to be using all that processing power, could be going to giving you better FPS in the game, something like that. So just don't cut corners. I know a lot of people won't agree with me with what I said of that, but just take some time, learn how to use plain old vanilla OBS. It's going to save you so much more in the future, because there's way more customizations that you can do with OBS Studio, and it's a lot less resource intensive. So OBS Studio is your answer. Just don't cut corners. Learn how to use OBS Studio. It's going to pay off. It will be better for you in the long run. Second question, or second sort of resource that you should be using. You should be using Streamlabs or Stream Elements, okay? These are two great websites that are free to use, that will give you access to all sorts of like resources and bots and like overlays and sort of all these cool features like gambling and like channel points and like having like the way for you people to donate and tip you and all of that. It's flippin' amazing. Like, honestly, you need to use them, because not only is it going to be very convenient for you, but it's also going to save you resources on your machine as well. So if you look at my stream right now, the screen you're seeing right now, about 90% of what you're seeing right now is all web-based browser pages that you're seeing right now. You literally can go onto these websites. They've got a whole bunch of pre-existing templates. You can create your own, you make your own graphics, import them. You can set up your entire stream online, and then you just import it into your OBS as a web page, and it looks just like you've done it on your own machine. So that's going to save you like 10% processing power right there. So again, you need to think about these things when you're setting up your stream, because it's going to give you better performance in your games. You're not going to have like jerky motions. Obviously your streaming quality is going to be better. And again, you want to minimize the amount of resources that your streaming software uses, because you're probably going to be on a single PC setup like what I am right now. And the way that I've got things set up right now, I don't stutter, I don't lose frames, I don't drop anything. It's flipping amazing. So I personally use Streamlabs. But I used Stream Elements before. I just switched to Streamlabs like a couple months ago because there was one cool little feature I liked that Stream Elements didn't have. But both are very good. It's very much like this. One will have a feature that you like, one won't. Sometimes you can even use a combo of both. Like, you could use Stream Elements for your notifications because they do something over here, and you can use like Streamlabs for your overlays. Dude, go wild. Figure it out. Again, put the time in to learn how to do this thing, because it's going to save you a lot of time in the future. Let's say if your OBS crashes and you need to reinstall everything's saved in the cloud. You're not going to have to do anything to like re-go through all the settings in OBS. You literally can just import a few browser pages and it's there. Take the time, learn how to do it. Don't cut corners, okay? Third thing, OBS settings. The first question you're going to get asked is, or the first thing you're going to know, or what you need to know about streaming, is the streaming software will either use your CPU or your graphics card, your GPU, to do the encoding, that actually like what you're seeing right now, that sort of the encoding or the frames that it'll send to Twitch or whatever platform you're on. Okay, so those are the two big options. Like, you have to answer, like, am I going to use my CPU or am I going to use my GPU? If you've got an Nvidia card, anything from the 10 series onward, 100% should be using the Nvidia Inbank new encoder. Okay, so just to give you sort of an understanding of what this entails, I'm just going to open my settings here. If you look over here, you will see, there we go, the encoder over here under output. Nvidia Inbank, make sure you're using the new one, not just Nvidia Inbank, okay? So essentially, all the 10 series cards, Nvidia sort of came up with this encoder that they use here that is super lightweight on your machine. So just to give you a very rough idea of what we're talking about here, if you were to use your CPU to encode, you're going to be probably looking at about 20% performance loss, okay? If you're using this new encoder, you're going to be looking at like 5% performance loss, which is a dramatic, that's like, that can be 20, 30 FPS if you're playing like a multiplayer, like a first-person shooter or something like that. So definitely use that. For your bit rates, it all depends on what output resolution you're streaming to. So whether you're streaming 720p or 1080. If you're starting out, don't stream at 1080, and I'll explain to you why now in a second. But stream to 720, and when you're streaming, you don't want to go over like 4,000 kilobits per second. It's just a waste after that, okay? Because that's, if you stream at 10,000 kilobits per second and you're only streaming 720p, it's going to look exactly the same as if you streamed at 4,000. Not going to be a difference at all, okay? So don't go over 4,000. Okay, that's the answer to your question over there. And it's sort of a double-barreled thing, because firstly, it's going to be a waste, but secondly, when you first start streaming, you're not going to have transcoding, okay? And essentially what transcoding is if you go into any big stream, you can change the different quality levels, 480p, 360, 160, 720p, whatever whatever P's you're into, or whatever P you can handle. Lol, okay, getting a bit weird now, but whatever your bitrate is, yeah, that's what you're sending to Twitch, and that is what your viewers will have to be able to download to their machines in order to watch your stream. Okay, so if you're streaming at 10,000 kilobits per second, that means that someone who has just sort of found your channel needs to download at that rate just to watch your stream. And again, you want to minimize, especially when you're starting out, you want to minimize the amount of bitrate that you send to Twitch, because you're only going to get the transcoding thing after a couple of months. So people with poorer internet connections are going to have a tough time, and they're actually probably not going to be able to stream, watch your stream at all, because your bitrate is too high. So just bear that in mind. 720p, don't go over 4,000. That's a good starting point. Again, not everyone's even going to be able to stream it at that resolution, but after a while, you will notice that they will eventually give you transcoding. You've got to stream for like an X amount of months or X amount of days in a month or so many hours in a month for them to actually give that option. They can't just give it to everyone because their servers can't handle it, okay? So bitrate 4,000 on 720p. If you're going to be doing 1080p, which you shouldn't be doing when you start out, you're going to be looking at about 6,500, which I think is the Twitch limit at the moment. Preset quality, mess around with this. If your PC can handle max quality, if your PC can handle, like, if it can't, then go down to performance, but I wouldn't suggest going lower than performance. Okay, don't go lower than that. These three settings, at that point it's better to just rather take the knock in the hits, because you don't want to be producing a crap quality stream for people to watch, because people aren't going to want to watch it. Okay, so put on quality, profile high, keyframe interval always 2 for Twitch. It has to always be that. I think most platforms are 2. Keep it at that. Don't mess around with those settings at all. Okay, I think that's it for the settings part of the discussion. The next thing is using a relay link. Okay. So how a relay link works essentially is, we have crap internet in South Africa. That's always the case. Okay, so essentially a lot of ISPs have a service where that you can literally send your packets of information to them, and then they will send it to Twitch on your behalf. So you're basically using local South African internet, which is very good actually, to send to the Twitch, to the, like, for example, I use Afrios. So you send to Afrios relay server, which then relays your data to Twitch directly, okay? And that's a lot more stable, because oftentimes those sort of mainframe relay servers have got much better or prioritized international traffic. We only really have troubles with our internet when it becomes international. So if you're browsing .co.za websites, you'll notice it's fine, or you're downloading locally, that's fine. It's as soon as international starts coming into play that it starts becoming an issue. And especially when it comes to content. You know, internet, again, it can be great today, it'll be crap tomorrow, and it'll be crap during your time when you're supposed to stream. So it becomes very difficult for you to actually like have a consistent stream, because again, what happens if like on Wednesday night, for example, your ISP decides, cool, no, we're doing some maintenance or some crap, you can't stream, your viewers, you know, you lose viewers, people feel like you're inconsistent. Use a relay. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. It shows you how to set everything up over there. But again, it'll just send your data directly to a local server, mainframe if you want to call it that, and then that mainframe will send it to the relevant Twitch server for you on your behalf. I've been using that for the last like 2 months or so, and I've sent probably 2-3 million frames to Twitch, and I haven't lost a single frame. Not a single frame has been lost from using this relay service. Whereas if you normally just use direct to Twitch, you're going to be losing like between 1 and 5% on a good night. Sometimes you get like 40-50% where you can't even stream. Half your packets of data are being missed. So relay link, make sure you use it. And then I think the final sort of thought I wanted to just touch on is that you must have fun, dude. If you're getting into the streaming thing, do it to have fun. Don't like come in with like a motive of like wanting to be the next big streamer and this, you know, this sort of thing is definitely something you should do for fun, because it's definitely a marathon. I'm talking like an ultra marathon. You know, a lot of the biggest guys in the game were streaming to like 5-10 viewers for like 3 or 4 years. So you need to go into it knowing that that's probably what the reality is. Don't go into it with like these, you know, expectations of grandeur and all this type of thing. And I think also just like interact with your community, build a community, get to know the guys, get to know them on a first name basis, chat with them, dude. Like there's some really cool people out there. For me personally, the best part about streaming is I get to meet new people, get to chat to them, learn their stories, learn what they're about, sometimes even give them advice. You know, that's probably the most rewarding thing for me, is when one of the guys will come to me and say, hey Matt, I'm having this issue with this girl, or this blah blah blah, something like that. And it's cool for me, especially as an older guy. I can like, you know, sort of give some advice. I'm not the expert on anything, but you know, that's what I enjoy about streaming the most. That's what brings me the amount of joy. It's not really the gaming, it's not the subs, it's not the follows, it's none of that. I just do it to have fun, dude. And a final suggestion would also be, don't pay attention to the numbers. What I personally do is I will sort of set a goal at the beginning of the month for like say June. And then while I'm streaming, I turn off the amount of people who are watching me. I don't look at how many followers I have. I don't look at how many subs I've got. I don't look about any of that crap. Only at the end of the month, I will look and say, boom, because I can tell you right now, it's going to affect you. Always stream as if you, with the mindset of as if you're streaming for 10, 15, 20, 100, 1,000 people. Keep that mindset, you know, like that is the most important thing. Don't look at the numbers, because I can tell you right now, dude, it can mess you up. You'll be like, oh, I didn't get so many viewers tonight. I didn't get so many, It's like, just stop that. Like, just have fun, dude. That's the most important thing. Have fun. Just play your games, chat to your O's, have fun with your mates, dude. Create a good environment, like a good, open, welcoming environment, and you're gonna have such a joy. You won't even give a shit about the numbers, dude, and you won't even care about the followers and all this type of stuff. Stop worrying about the wrong things. Have a lot of fun. And I think, yeah, that's it for me. I really hope that I've covered anything. I feel like I've left a ton of stuff out. I try to be as quick as possible about it. Again, if you guys have any other questions, come pop into the stream, dude. Come say how's it. Ask me your questions, you know. And I think, yeah, we'll just end it at that. Again, I'll leave all the descriptions and everything at the bottom. If you like the video, please come give my Twitch a follow. I don't really care that much about YouTube, but I mean, listen, bro, if you want to subscribe, fuck, I'm not going to say no. But just come pop into the Twitch, give it a follow, dude. It would really appreciate me if you guys found the video helpful. I don't want to sound like I'm plugging anymore, so I'm just going to shut up right now. And yeah, bro, peace.